Hey, a little thought about the little dexterity and speed and synchronization practicing. Um, Something that's good in two ways, as it's always good that things are. One way is good enough, two things is better. Um, is that if you use a metronome, which I'm sure hasn't been really up your alley, if, if you use your phone and search a metronome, you should be able to come up with one that's actually just a website, or you could choose to download one from, I believe Justin Guitars has one. There may be advertisements in there or whatever, but if you use a metronome, it does two things. Um, it gets you used to timing and noticing, oh, I wander a bit. This is harder than I thought. But it's also like a drag race, where you do your trials for time, and you either um, make your time, or you can put that time ahead of where you're at and kind of try to get to it. But it's a good gauge. It's really not a terrible thing, and this is, with this being so simple, just the chromatic run is a perfect place to kind of figure out, well, how fast can I go, and is going fast that difficult? So I'm gonna first. My phone won't play my metronome at the same time as making a video, so I'm gonna just use a different one that's a little more cumbersome, but it's fine. And I'm going to start it off at, I think, 60. And we'll do single, which would be quarter notes, and we'll do eighth notes, which is, two hits per beat. I'll show you. Yep. So this is 4/4 time, and it's 60. And at all levels of the metronome, it just makes sense to start off doing single beats to get the beat and then go from there. In this case, we're going to do quarter notes anyhow, so find it before you start moving. Now that was actually so slow, and I'm not fast, but that happens to be really slow. Maybe it is or isn't for you, I don't know. That staying with alternate picking was actually difficult, because it was just like clunk, clunk, clunk. Now to turn those quarter notes into eighth notes, it turned you from being 60 notes per minute to 120 notes per minute really quick, is just, oh, I thought the metronome stopped there for a second, is just doing your up and down picking. So we'll find the beat, and then we'll just switch to doing up and down. And I've lost it talking already, but I'll find it again. So, that's slow. Um, if we just push that up, we'll push it up just for making it a quicker video. We'll push it up to 90. And 90 might be in your ballpark, might not. I don't know. But you can do singles, right? Whoops. So that's landing on each beat. Or you can, if you can, find your place, doesn't matter where you can push it. I'm losing it there. I don't hear it very well back here. And hear that downbeat on it, and let the backbeat, the upbeat, just follow, and it'll move you right along. You might be surprised at where you can find yourself, because we think of that, with a lot of things that we're playing. That's at 140 now. Can we do a single on that? If we can pluck it single, we're already coming back up to pluck it again, so it's just positioning. Whoop, lost it. So it's surprising, that, to say the least. I am by far not a fast guitarist, but if you can, right? Once you do it, it's not that fast, and you're already raising your hand, right, to put it back down again. So if you had a drum above you, right? We get to double our speed. And on my way down, I lose time right up in here. I've got to figure out where. But it's just tonight I started messing with the metronome, because it's generally not my friend either. But it is a new dynamic to add into this. Dial in your speed, and I started off down at 60 thinking, well, we'll see, and I had no idea how slow that was going to be for me. I moved up through, and initially, I only played with it for, 20 minutes. Initially, 120 was like, okay, and I had to find those spots where, without a metronome, I was changing my speed and not knowing it. Perhaps as I was turning around, or midway down, changing the position of the hand to be able to reach the lower strings. But once I squared that away, I was able to fall into it. And I don't know, I think I moved up to 160 before I decided, what, this is a worthwhile video. So those numbers are for you, and everybody says if you work with a metronome, you'll move along quicker. I don't know, but it certainly will let you know where you're at and let you see your progress, or lack thereof, knowing that you've got to, adjust something. Let me shut that off. Sorry, I forgot I could actually control that. I haven't done it up here yet, but that's worthwhile doing, I suppose, too. Because you're more comfortable with certain string moves than you are with others, and you need them to be able to be, uniform, to stay in time. Anyhow, metronomes, they're nobody's friend, but everybody needs them.